folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new issue of Warhammer 40,000 Imperium magazine. Now, as per usual, if you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys, and it goes an absolute massive way to help the channel too. Now, this week we're on issue 6, and it's on time. Fantastically, it is actually on time. So, really pleased to get the issue on the date of release for once. Hopefully a lot of everybody else can get their issue on time as well, and a lot of the issues surrounding why it was late and delayed in certain areas or just not available in a lot of areas have all been sorted, fingers crossed. But yeah, really good stuff. I'm really chuffed, and without further ado, I suppose we should crack on with it. So first off, we've got a couple of extra bits and pieces with the magazine as per usual. So first off, we have a pot of Abaddon Black. Very handy to have, especially with your Space Marines, for painting in between the armour and for doing a bit of depth and highlighting and parts of your weapons as well. So really good to have that. And then for minis, we have 3 Primaris Aggressors. These guys are pretty cool, heavy armoured, fire support infantry. Very nice. They have flamethrowers. What more do you want from a unit? You know, the ability to, you know, barbecue stuff at will is a pretty cool bit and piece as well. So really good stuff. I'm really looking forward to building these guys, getting them set up, and getting them painted, which should be good fun. Into the issue itself, we have the Primaris Aggressors, of course. So Primaris Aggressors, fire spewing titans. So clad in bulky Gravis armour, aggressors can soak up all but the heaviest of enemy fire. Though this added protection slows them down, aggressors advance relentlessly, unleashing waves of fire from their flamestorm gauntlets to reduce their foes to smoking piles of ash. So, with the assault, these aggressors, they're of course equipped with their Gravis armour and flamestorm gauntlets. They are a fire support unit as well, so they have their own unique icon, which is the chevron as well for Space Marines. With fire support, they can also have extra bits and pieces with them as well, so depending on the unit itself. So they could have bolt storm gauntlets, for instance, or frag storm grenade launchers, which are pretty nice as well, which are a heavy weapon. So you will occasionally see some of these bulky armoured Space Marines that have these kind of weapons on them and not the flamethrowers like these aggressors do. But really good stuff. Really quite pleased with it. And the models look fantastic, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, good stuff. You got your battle record, of course, on the other page. So you are going to be rolling, if you're following it by the magazine anyway, for your squad name, honorifics, the name of each individual Space Marine, and then of course what their specialism is, whether they're a line breaker, stalwart defender, or methodical killer. So will depend on their particular form of warfare that they prefer on the battlefield as well. So really good stuff. One of the other things that you do get on this page is a death in fire. So tally every unit your aggressors have incinerated, which is kind of dark but fun at exactly the same time, I'm not gonna lie. Then we have lore for your Necron nobles. So imperious, arrogant and power hungry Necron nobles seek to restore their dynasties to their former glory. They lead the Necron phalanxes to war, directing vast armies of mindless Necron warriors and canoptech constructs who follow their orders without question. So the act of biotransference transformed the vast majority of the Necron race into Necron warriors, slow-witted beings with no memory of their former lives. The nobility, however, fared much better than their lesser kin, and they have emerged from a great sleep with their intellects and personalities largely intact. So they retain their consciousness and freedom of will, and they kind of possess the finest of android bodies as well. So they are taller, broader, and kind of generally a little bit more regal looking than the rest of the Necrons as well. But yeah, really good stuff. pretty cool more lore to have for the Necron nobles, which can be broken down into 3 main kind of sections. So we've already had one, which is Royal Warden, who are unquestioningly loyal to their superiors. They may lack the strategic genius of an overlord or lord, but they will have enough free will and intellect to lead the Necron phalanxes or an entire army if they need to be, should their superior be otherwise engaged. The overlords and lords, which we'll be getting an overlord in the next couple of issues, are powerful Necron nobles who fight at the head of their Necron armies, commanding each of their robotic kin. Each and every one of these Necron nobles is a deadly warrior and a strategic genius capable of studying a conflict and calculating every possible outcome in a mere second. And then there are the Pharaons. So these are the rulers of the Necron dynasties. Though they often rely on their royal court to command the bulk of their legions, they are legendary generals and deadly warriors. When a Pharaon takes to the battlefield, underlings redouble their efforts and foes tremble before their magnificence. With the nobles as well, they do have the optionals kind of bits and pieces as well to kind of command armies, which are the catacomb command barges, which are flying vehicles that feature a vast bank of Vox units, hyperspace transmitters and scanning devices that allow Necron nobles to view the battlefield from above and send crucial commands to its troops. Piloting such a vessel, however, is beneath a member of Necron nobility. So, 2 slaved Necron crew are hardwired into the vessel to serve as pilot and gunner with them. So pretty cool little unit as well that you can get hold of as well. Then you got your how to build section. Dead simple. Follow it. It's push fit model. So make sure you are testing bits and pieces before you build it and kind of fit it all together as tightly as possible, because it's going to be a pain in the ass to separate it later on if you need to for any reason. But of course you've got your 3 models. So clip them out as carefully as possible. Trim any excess plastic, and yeah, have a bit of fun with it. You've got your 3 models, so you got your Aggressor Sergeant, you've got your Aggressor A and Aggressor B, depending on whatever you call them as well. So really good fun for these guys, and they will look pretty cool when they are done. Your how to paint section, very straightforward. So as per usual with Space Marines, you're painting them with MacLeod blue as your base coat. Layer it over in 3 thin coats, so water it down ever so slightly to get it kind of right, and then have a bit of fun. It will lead you through with all of this, so depending on how you're painting them. So if you're painting Ultramarines, you are going to use your MacLeod blue, Lead Belcher and the Baden black on these guys, and then they are kind of almost battle ready kind of in a way, so you can kind of get going with these guys straight out the back, which will look really good. Going back to your other models, if you're painting along with the magazine as well, use your Abaddon Black on the in between the armor sections and the weaponry for a lot of your Space Marines, and enjoy, have a bit of fun with that one. Moving on though, you have the playthrough section of the magazine. So this is of course walking you through the rules and the step-by-step instructions to kind of get you going and getting you used to it before they drop you in with bigger battle plans and other bits and pieces like that. So we have reinforcements in the form of a trio of aggressors who have forced their way into the Necron facility to relieve their beleaguered brothers. Having torn their way into the Necron facility with their flamethrower gauntlets, the Primaris Aggressors press towards the last known position of the Necron Royal Warden. It is their task to disrupt the Necron defense by destroying this android commander and depriving the Necron warriors of leadership. So, with this one, you're going to be using your 3 Scorpec destroyers. You are going to be using the Royal Warden as well, going up against your aggressors on the large battle mat that we got a couple of issues ago, and you're going to literally be having them from one end to the other, and having a bit of fun with it as well. So really pretty cool stuff. Make sure you're kind of following it if you are kind of learning how to play the game through the magazine. Step-by-step instructions make life so much easier. So you'll be checking your distances, making sure you're using the rules from the first issue and your dice as well to kind of get your moves correct, and yeah, have a bit of fun. So by the time you've kind of gone through all of it, it will look a little bit more like this and a little bit more fun. And yeah, you'll be kind of fighting your way through and burning your way through good old Necrons in no time at all. Unless you're a Necron player, then hopefully you'll be surviving against these Space Marines with their flamethrower weapons, which are pretty damn cool. And generally that's about it, really. So enjoy yourself, have a bit of fun, follow it step by step, and you're not going to go wrong. Moving on though, next week we have the first of our kind of paint issues. So we have 3 paints. We have Mechanica Standard Grey, which is brilliant and very, very, very handy for a lot of pieces as well for the magazine. We have Corax White, also very, very handy. Downside is white is a heavy pigment, so it will be a pain in the ass. It will separate quite regularly. So by all means, get some heavy glass beads that will not shatter. Get some medium and put a couple of beads in there. Drop a medium every or two when you're using the paint. Shake it up very, very, very heavily, and you shouldn't have a problem and it shouldn't separate too much. We also get a pot of Retributor Armour, which is a fantastic gold colour as well, which if you went through Mortal Realms magazine, you'll be used to using Retributor Armour because we use quite a lot of it on those good old Stormcast Eternals. Then issue 8, which I'll admit now should be a bit late from me because I'm away for my first holiday in 2 years. And so yeah, issue 8, we get the Necron Overlord, which is a fantastic model as well, and another part of Necron nobility that we've just kind of learnt about with that one, and should be really, really good fun to paint and kind of build up and get ready for action on the tabletop. So good fun there. Right, that's it from me. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.